So my name is Alex Dordevic. I'm the Director of the Centre for Human Services Research and Evaluation in Human Services Victoria, which is a state-based agency that delivers housing, disability, child protection and juvenile justice services to Victorians. The reason why this symposium is so important to me is the academics in the human services space are the leading thinkers in our area. They know often what the policy problems are. They've spent decades doing the research and have thought about what makes a difference, what we should stop doing, what we should keep doing and what we need to change. If my department and if I don't engage those key thinkers in my business, we're going to lose a real opportunity of how to change that business and make a real difference for outcomes. The real policy conundrum for government is to really work out what programs that we offer work, which ones don't work and which ones we need to change. To do that, we need to understand a couple of things. The first is, what does the evidence say out there? What's been trialled internationally? What's been trialled nationally? What do academics say about what works in our space? The second thing we need to know is, how much is it actually costing us to deliver services? All governments are faced with significant budget pressures. So we know, for instance, that there isn't going to be a lot of money coming towards the human services system over the next 3 or 4 years. If that's the case, then we need to change the business and come up with reform options to show us how to make the business better. What I would like to do is really engage academics in round tables to sit with me side by side, to sit with my policy development people, to sit with the people that actually develop the programs and deliver the programs across our many communities, to work on what the common problem is and get that sweet spot about how we can improve services over time. The policy development process in government can be really complicated. Sometimes a minister of the day has an idea, so it could be part of their election platform, and it's something that they want to implement. So they'll come to the department and say, tell us how I can make this happen. I've already decided it's going to happen, so this is not up for debate. It's tell me how you're going to roll it out. In other areas, we need, in the public service, we need to come up with the ideas and sell them to government. So we think about what the policy problem is, what do people need out there, what's the missing service, what's the gap, how are people moving through their lives and how can government improve it. And we scour academic journals, we work with academics, we talk amongst ourselves to develop a new policy or program that we have to sell to government. And the only way we can be successful in selling things to government is to show that there's a clear need, that the program we're developing is going to address that need, that we can do it within a certain budget envelope, so we know how much it's going to cost, and that we can roll it out without too many problems. Yes, we do use the term evidence-based policy, but our level of evidence is perhaps a little bit lower than that of academics, and I don't mean that as we use poorer quality evidence. Academics often need to be 100% sure that their work is right and has been peer reviewed. For me, my benchmark is the 80% mark. If I think that on balance the evidence that an academic generates is compelling, then that's enough for me. I don't need to look for that 20%. If it's a compelling case, if they have good evidence, if they have been peer reviewed, that's enough for me. I would really like academics to think about how they present their work. So one of the things I really learnt from an academic that I know quite well is that an academic is a salesperson, and what they're doing is trying to sell an idea. The idea could be their research or a policy solution. And to sell that idea, they really need to have a lot of the salesperson skills. They need to be able to land the message quite clearly. They need to be aligning it to a policy problem of government. And they need to unpack the complexity of what's probably a decade of research for them into 5 minutes of really clear, succinct stories. So for me, that's one of the core elements of success